Dear comrades, dear friends, as President of the Socialist International, I'd like to wish every success to the IUSY Congress. You're part of this big international movement. Socialist International has a great and long history, and we bring hope for the future. You represent this hope. But even though humanity today has the greatest of capabilities, even though we have the most wealth, knowledge, technology, communication ever in human history, your generation is facing dire problems: unemployment, climate change, inequality, financial crisis, and we're not solving these problems efficiently in our societies. This is due to a globalized system that lacks democratic governance. It's due to the concentration of power and wealth in the hands of the few. This inequality has undermined our democracies and our potential to make our societies grow in a just and viable way. So you, more than anyone else, are facing both the consequences of the international crisis and the challenge that it poses. That's why we, the socialists and social democrats, are in front line of the fight for a more progressive society based on democracy, equality, solidarity, justice, and sustainable green growth. We today are giving these traditional values we hold their new value, a modern meaning for our goals and struggles. When we fight for democracy nowadays, we fight for full and equal participation at all levels of social and political life. We fight for the democratization and the renewal of our democracies. We need your fresh ideas. We need your passion and will for change. When we talk about equality, we demand equal opportunities for all citizens, regardless of their sex, origin, race, religious beliefs, disabilities, or sexual discrimination. Moreover, we never forget that women and young people are the ones that are mostly discriminated against. And therefore, we demand that societies redistribute wealth and power opportunities in a democratic and just way. Solidarity among our peoples is a core value of all of ours. Solidarity is needed during this international crisis, whether we're talking about the issue of financial crisis or climate change. We need to go beyond nationalisms and create new bridges rather than new walls. We need to work in common for humanity to fight the difficult problems and deal with the vulnerable citizens of our world. When we ask for justice, we fight for democratic global governance, the establishment of a fair global financial structure, world democratic institutions which have been disputed, and we need more governance which is transparent and democratic. So yours is a generation that is at the forefront. Look at the so-called Arab Spring, where we need to support these transitions, not only to fight dictators, but also to create a new and just society, to support the democratic transition of these societies. That's why we need a strong, progressive international movement. That's why we need a strong and progressive Europe. And my party, PASOK, is now facing a very difficult challenge with the elections of May 6th. It's a landmark election where we will choose between the past and the future, select on how we will represent the future, how Greece will be creating a sustainable growth, autonomy, and justice. For the past few years, I, as a Greek Prime Minister, have lived exactly this strong contrast. I had to choose in a very short period between a hard economic program and a total disaster of bankruptcy. I faced the conservative European front, which, while showing solidarity towards Greece and the Greeks, also promoted solutions which were not helping the fight for the financial crisis in Europe. They had too much, and they have too much faith in the invisible hand of the market. But this is not how we will solve the problem. Europe has also shown that it can solve the problems in a different way. I contributed to the stabilization mechanism, and we as socialists have made proposals such as the financial transaction tax on the banks. So we have great potential as Europeans, but we need a progressive Europe, and we hope that François Hollande soon in France will make a breakthrough. But we've made these sacrifices, and we've undertaken these difficult decisions, but we need a Europe which will promote a fair and more just society, more green growth, more employment, and certainly develop an economy which is not based on inequality, not based on a system where we are cutting our wages, but we are in Europe, but where we are bringing up the wages from the emerging economies, where we can become greater with equality and with greater wealth and distribution to the peoples that need it, and particularly the youth and the unemployed. We know that you can be competitive, we can have a welfare state, we can have social cohesion, even more equal societies at the same time. And we see this in the Nordic models, very social democratic traditions. To make our values a reality, however, we need a strong progressive majority in Europe. And this can be achieved through the electoral wins and in mobilizing our citizens through participation. In this spirit, I'm sure that you will continue your enormous efforts towards a social and social democratic direction. During your Congress, you'll be discussing all these issues, and I'm sure we will continue our close and sincere cooperation. So I wish every success to you, to the new Presidium, and the members of IUSY in promoting this ambitious agenda in the years to come around the world. And I would like to thank the outgoing Secretary General of the Presidium and the members, of course, for our fruitful cooperation over these years. So many regards, thank you very much, and good luck.